Alright, now I'm going to go into depth detail on how the deck works, the overall strategy, and what you want to accomplish with the deck. This deck is built for speed and aggression. The main strategy of the deck is to banish monsters, to special summon your Master Hyperion, to abuse Master Hyperion's effect, to destroy cards on the field, and to recycle those banished monsters either onto the field or into your hand. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about how this deck works. So, in other words, you want to banish stuff, to blow up stuff, to do more stuff. And this is how it goes. Alright, so you have 3 of the Agent of Creation Venus. The reason why I play 3 is because it's a 1600 beater. Not only that, it's level 3 fairy type monster. The reason why I mentioned that it's level 3 is because I play Transmodify in the deck at 1 just in case I'm not able to get the effect off. Say they play Fiendish Chain, say they play Breakthrough Skill. Again, it's all situation dependent because I could actually special summon Mystical Shine Ball, which I play 2 of. And again, they can still either Fiendish Chain me or Breakthrough Skill me. It's just one of those risks that you play in this deck. But either way, it is a agent monster, which is fodder for my Master Hyperion, which should come either in my first hand draw because I played 3, or towards the mid game. So either way, 3 is good. You want 3 because you always want to try and open it your first hand, just so you can get these Mystical Shine Balls on the field as soon as possible. And when I say you want to get them out in the field as soon as possible, is because you don't want to draw into them. You don't want to waste a turn drawing a 500 attack normal monster. And so you want to get them out as soon as possible onto the field. That way you can slim your deck by 2 cards, adding that much more speed and probability to your deck to either special summon into a Gachi, which I have right here. It looks like this.
Always in the middle.
And it's right here. Doing the Gachi, making your Agent of Venus a 2000 attack monster rather than a 1600 attack monster. Now, if you happen to get Agent of Creation to go off towards the middle of the game, a better choice rather than Gachi is Herald of Pure Light. And the reason why I bring Herald of Pure Light is because say you brought Master Hyperion first turn and ends up getting killed by either Solemn Warning or something like that, you can go ahead, detach your Mystical Shine Ball and get your Master Hyperion back and do damage to your opponent. So I cannot stress enough, you want to get this card on the field as soon as possible to get this on the field. If you don't get this card on the field as soon as possible, you're going to draw into this and you're going to waste a whole draw, and that's going to cause it the game. Okay, and so what happens if you can't get her in your hand first turn? Well, I came up with a solution for that. I play 3 of the Agent of Mystery. So then now you can go ahead, play this your first turn, and search for your Agent of Creation. Okay, and so now you can play it on turn 2 and hopefully get your Shine Balls on the field. Again, the longer you take in getting your Shine Balls on the field, the higher of a risk you have of drawing it in your next turn. Again, to slim down the deck and add speed to the deck, I have 2 Zeridius of Herald of Heaven. I play 2 because you don't want 3. You don't want to open up with 1 and not have your Sanctuary of the Sky on the field because you're not going to be able to play it. And so 2, I think is fine. With running 2 Sanctuary of the Sky, the same reason, if you run 3, it's just going to be a sitting duck. So again, I have 2 of those, and they look like this, which I showed earlier in the video. There's supposed to be 2, but I only have 1 for now in the deck. I'm supposed to be getting my other one soon. And so you got those. Not only is this good for searching out this this card right here, but it goes to the graveyard. And when it goes to the graveyard, that's fodder for your Master Hyperion to use to blow up another card. And like I said, Agent of Creation, you just want it to bring out those 2 cards, so now you have a 30 card deck. This makes your card into a 37 card deck. You're increasing the probability of drawing into Hyperion, pretty much. It's setting up your graveyard. And that's what you're doing. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you that I'm running 3 Master Hyperion. By now, you should have already had normal summoned your Agent of Creation Venus, got your Shine Balls on the field. You have your Archlord. You have your Zeridius, Herald of Heaven, in the graveyard now. So now you're gonna go ahead and banish your Agent of Creation from the graveyard after it's destroyed, and then you're gonna banish this card from your graveyard to destroy a card on the field of Master Appearance effect. And that's pretty much how the deck works. But to add a little bit more consistency to that, I have Honest, which is even more fire. So even if you draw into Mystical Shine Ball and you have an Honest, this Mystical Shine Ball can kill Blue Eyes White Dragon, no problem. You have Dimensional Alchemist at 3. Again, he actually works with the overall strategy of banishing cards from the deck. Not only that, he slims the deck by a card because he banishes the top card of the deck. So in a way, it's a free upstart goblin if you think about it, without giving your opponent the extra life points. Also, when it gets destroyed, you don't minus. You get that card that you banished back to your hand. If it's a Master Arpeon, great. If it's a level 4, great. And if it's a Master Arpeon, it's even better because I run, as you saw earlier, I run 3 Miraculous of Descent, right? I run 3 of those, and what this does is call the Haunted, but for banished fairy type monsters. And so you can special summon your banished Master Arpeon that you banished with Dimensional Alchemist, right? Or you can special summon another level 4, either another Dimensional Alchemist, or the 3 Agent of Creation Jupiter that I run, right? And when you have these 2 on the board, and use this trap, there's numerous options you can go into. You can go into Starlight Paladynamo. This card right here can get over Beals, it can get over Stardust. It pretty much turns any monster to 0 attack, negates their effect, and you can feel free to run it over. When he dies, you draw a card. Really good card. I run 2 Fairy Cheer Girl just because it gives even more speed to the deck, because I can go into that with those 2 level 4s I showed you. I can draw a card by detaching one Exceeds material. Not only that, if I see that my opponent is playing really back row heavy board on his side, I can bring out Constellar Omega, and that will negate any trap or spell for the most part. Mind you, if it's not a Solemn Warning or something like that. No Blackhorn, whatever it may be. I need to buy some more time. I have Maestro. And those are my level 4 Xyz that I can go into. Not only that, let's say I play Miraculous Descent and I happen to have this guy on the field. I can either bring back a tuner. Oh, I run tuners in deck too. Forgot to mention that Data Mystery is a tuner itself. And so you can go into a level 6 Synchro, which is a level 6 Synchro I like to use, is HTS Psyhemoth, because it banishes your opponent's monsters, whether if it's like a Fire Hand, Ice Hand. This is a great card right here. Also, it gets a lot of other meta cards too. And so that is a great card. You can even, if you need a little bit more attack power, you have Gaia Knight. Gets over things like High Priestess, Ophion. Well, I can't get over Ophion, but it gets over things like High Priestess, Jinzo, something like that. Great card. Another card that I run is Armadas. In case you happen to have this card and this card, there you go. You have your Armadas. It's also light, so you have Honest there too as well. They can back them up. Next card in the deck, for my deck, is going to be, it's more for control purposes. It doesn't really fall into the, well, it kind of does fall into the sense of the aggressive type deck that I'm playing. It's Banisher Radiance. And the reason why it's kind of a good fit is because it's still a 1600 beater. And if you have Gotch in your field, you have a 2000 Macro Cosmos on the board. 2000 walking Macro Cosmos monster on the board. This really hurts Shaddoll, Infernity, Lightsworn, a lot of the meta that's going on around right now. And like I said, I like to push the limits of a casual deck to be as competitive as possible. And this is the card in the deck that can do that. Now for my trapping spell lineup. These are my 3 MSTs. I run 3. You could set it out for decks like Lightsworn that don't really play back row. I play 3 for a lot of other stuff like Shadal, anything that plays a lot of back row. I think 3 is a safe number to go with. If you see that you don't need it because your opponent's not playing back row, go ahead and set it out for something that you need. You have your dark hole. It's obvious. You can blow up your field, giving fodder for your Hyperion to use the graveyard to banish an agent to special summon it. So dark hole's good. You have your Book of Moon. Stops a lot of synchro plays, stops a lot of Exceeds plays from happening. Overall good card, protects your monsters from being attacked. Really versatile and very useful. A lot of utility in that card. And then you have Transmodify. It's really good at 1. I don't recommend playing 2 because it could be a dead draw. Even at 1, it still can be a dead draw. But at 1, it could be really great because you can you can normal summon Mystery Earths, get your Venus, then Transmodify it into another Venus. So now you have 2 Venus on the board, and then you can get your 2 Shine Balls. Again, I only play 2 Shine Balls because if I play 3, chances are I'm gonna open up with 1 of them in my hand. Probably, you know, I'm gonna say 6 out of 10 duels I'm gonna open up with 1 Shine Ball if I play 3. If I play 2, maybe 2 out of 10 duels I'm gonna open up with 1, which is pretty good odds. Then you're looking at the 2 level 3s here that I was showing you. Sorry, getting a little sidetracked there. You're bringing out another Fairy, Exceeds. Mega Whip Engineer, really good defensive card when you need it. You can play as in mains, a very good passive aggressive card. Or Levier, this deck banishes a lot. Perfect for the deck. Okay, so Solar Morning, staple in any deck, stops a lot of plays, stops a lot of special summons from happening. 3 Fiendish Chain, I can't stress enough how good this card is. A lot of people prefer Breakthrough skill, that's player preference. I like Fiendish Chain because it protects your monsters from being attacked. It's up to you whether you want to play Breakthrough or Fiendish Chain, but Effect Negation is highly needed right now because a lot of decks are playing a lot of monsters with a lot of effects. And so why not play 3 Fiendish Chain? You have your Dimensional Prison, a really good card, especially against the hands, which is an obvious example. Bottomless Trap Hole, really good card. It's great because it gets things rid of Bear, stuff like that. Your Mermail, Abyss, Spike. It gets rid of a lot of the beaters. It gets rid of Thunder King. It gets rid of Banisher, of Radiance. And this is my proxy that I had for my Sanctuary of the Sky. And that concludes my deck profile. For the main deck, side deck, things you're going to want to put in is probably 2 Dust Tornado just because this deck is vulnerable to things like Light Imprisoning Mirror. It's also vulnerable to Vanity's Emptiness. So again, Dust Tornado is a great target. It's another alternative to MST. And other than that, you can pretty much play Gozen Match. They're all light monsters. Gozen Match is a great card for the sideboard as well. And other than that, I think this is a really good deck. Some of the issues you might run into, of course, are the Shine Balls. There's a good chance you might open up with still 1 of them because you're playing 2. And you're playing 3 Master Hyperion. I'm taking the risk of playing 3 just because it really adds to the consistency of my overall strategy. However, if you open up with 2 Hyperions and let's say 1 Shine Ball, you pretty much have a dead hand. So that's kind of the risk you're using at playing it at 3. But to me, I think the risk is worth it because if you open up right, the deck's gonna go off and you're gonna get that strategy kicking in. If you play Hyperion at 2, it's gonna be a little bit safer, but it's not gonna be as strong. So it's up to you whether to decide whether to play 2 or 3. I like to go hardcore and all out, and I like to risk it a little bit, so I'm gonna play 3. If you wanna play it safe, go ahead and play 2. And that's it.